What's up, everybody? I'm B-Mac, and welcome to Rangers Initiative, calling all Rangers from all over the world to come to this channel and peep this episode review I'm about to spit to you guys. And I'm going to be going over the Power Rangers Beast Morphers episode 5, Taking Care of Business. Now, this episode asks the age-old question that we all know. Can you be a superhero and have a regular life? As far as having a girlfriend, a job, things like that. And they address that in this episode, more specifically with the Red Ranger. So this episode starts off with the Red Ranger. He's going to a car wash. He's like, why is he there? And he's at this car wash and he sees that his dad is there waiting for him. He's like, hey, I want you to start working at this car wash. And he's like, what? I can't work at this car wash because and he's about to say I'm a Power Ranger, but he can't say it because it's a secret identity. So he's like, I have this video game tournament and there's championships today. He's like, no, you need to learn responsibility. So, hey, you got to do this job as a car washer. So he ends up taking the job. And while he's taking the job, he's also being called to the grid battle force to meet up with his general. So he gets there, he meets up with the general, and guess what? The general is the father of Ben and Betty, the bulk and skull of the Power Rangers Beast Morphers. And they actually have a good idea that they had. They actually turn some of the scraps of metal that they leave around after the Rangers defeat all the enemies, and they turn it into like a humanoid dog or whatever. It ended up not working because, it's Ben and Betty, so it's not going to work, even though that's a great idea. And then Nate says, hey, even though it didn't work, that's actually a good idea because every time the Rangers destroy a monster, they leave all these scraps of metal around. So why don't we go around the city picking up these scraps and bring it back here and see what we can do with it, because I'm pretty sure they have some type of technology that we can use to help out the Rangers. So to me, in my mind, that makes perfect sense. And then right after they discuss that, General leaves, the commander, she leaves, and Devin says, look, guys, I'm sorry, I have a job now. And Robbie's like, why do you have a job? You're a Power Ranger, you need to be focused on this, which makes more sense because that's a bigger responsibility than working at a car wash. But they can't really tell anybody, and Devin can't tell us that he's a Power Ranger because, it's a secret identity. So he's like, I got to get back to my job, I got to work. And then it's like, what, we're Rangers, we're a team for tomorrow, you don't have to worry about it, we'll deal with it. So the next day comes and you see Ravi and you see Zoe, and they're picking up all these scraps around the city and bringing it back to the grid headquarters. And one thing I noticed, even in the preview that I did last week, which is right here, the preview that I did, when they're bringing this scrap metal back, and then they're rolling this like cart thing, rolling this cart, Ravi said, what's that? And when you roll this cart, you see like a helmet of something. I was like, what is that? Is that a Ranger? And it's right there. I was like, what exactly is that? It looks like a Ranger helmet. So they're going to use the scraps of metal to make Rangers or, Ranger robots? I don't know. But hey, I thought you guys should notice that or whatever. Then it goes back to the car wash, and Devin, he's washing cars. And when he's washing cars, his dad shows up and says, hey, I got an hour lunch. Hey, let me go to lunch. He's like, yeah, I want to, but I have all these cars to wash and everything. And his dad's like, you know what? Hey, I got you. I help you out. And he's like, what do you mean you help me out? You wash cars before? He's like, hey, how do you think I pay for all those days with your mom? Let's go. I like that. And then they have a whole like father-son thing, which don't really get too much into because other stuff going on. While Devin is washing cars, you see Blaze. He comes out of nowhere and he summons a monster that's like a razor blade type monster. And then Zoe and the Blue Ranger are summoned. They go there and seemingly they can't handle Blaze and the monster by themselves. And what it seems like to me is that the only person that could really handle Blaze is Devin, because he already dogged him out on first episode when they weren't Rangers, and almost every single time him and Devin fight each other, Devin gets the upper hand. But it seems like the other Rangers can't handle him. It seems like Zoe can handle Roxy, and they really haven't shown anything with the Blue Ranger yet what he can really do, which is why I'm like, yo, show some more of the Blue Ranger. But they pretty much dog out Zoe and Ravi, and then the commander, she's end up calling Devin, and Devin goes there, does his thing, his cheetah thing, helps and defeats Blaze and the Buzzsaw monster. And he's like, look guys, I'm sorry, I really got this job, and I really need to stay at this job because for the first time my dad is really proud of me, and he's never really been proud of me about anything. I don't want to disappoint him, which makes sense, but you're a superhero, and hey, sacrifices has to be made. So he ends up going back to the job, and while he's going to the job, the Rangers, they show up and it's like, you know what, hey, we're a team, so we're gonna help you wash these cars. And while the Rangers are washing these cars, Roxy's in the cyber dimension and she's looking at them. She notices like, hey, their morphers or communicators are sitting on this bench. Hey, why don't y'all go there and destroy them? So they end up doing that. So they end up going there, destroying the morphers. The morphers are destroyed. So they're washing cars. And all of a sudden you see the grid commander. She comes up and she's like, hey, what's going on? Why did you guys answer my call? And he's like, oh, here's the reason why we didn't answer the call, because we left our morphers down and it's been destroyed. Our morphers and communicators down and it's destroyed. And she's like, you know what they did? They stole at least 300 tons of Morphex. That's a lot of Morphex. Even though they didn't really make a big deal out of it. I'm just like, yo, 300 tons, that's a lot of Morphex gone. So how much Morphex do you need to bring Evox to this world? I mean, is he that strong? Is he that powerful? Once the commander goes to the car wash and tells him that your communications were destroyed, while she's telling him that the Morphex is being attacked again, and the monster and Blaze and the monster are there again, so they get summoned. And Devin tells the guys like, yo, I have to go, it's an emergency. Yo, if you leave right now, you're fired. You're not coming back, and I'm gonna tell your dad. And he's like, hey, well, I gotta do what I gotta do. It's an emergency. So he went and he left. So while Blaze and the Buzzsaw is attacking the city, the Rangers come, they do the thing, they're fighting, and what happens is that you see Devin's dad, the mayor, he's in his car and he's riding, and then he sees the Rangers fighting the monster. He gets out, he's like, yo, those are Rangers. And then right when he sees that, a little girl comes running out. Buzzsaw throws something to the Power Rangers and misses them. It's about to head to the girl, and then you see Devin uses cheetah speed, save the girl, move him out the way, say, hey, you okay? Bam, and tell her to go. And then his dad sees that and looks at the Red Ranger and he kind of gives like a nod, like, okay, good job, keep doing what you're doing. And he's kind of, happy that they're there. But Blaze leaves to go get a bigger monster, a bigger Buzzsaw monster, to go to the grid headquarters to get the more effects. That big monster comes, and then Devin, he summons his Zord. He gets in his Zord, and while he's fighting him, he knows that the monster has like a shield and that he can't get through or whatever. It ends up damaging his Zord. And another thing I like about this episode is that while Devin's Zord is being damaged and he can't do anything, the commander's like, yo, hey, the Jackrabbit robot and the Gorilla robot, hey, you guys need to go in your Zords and pilot them without the Rangers because Devin needs your help. He's like, what? We can pilot without the Rangers? Like, I don't know if we can do that. He said, no, just go. Long story short, Devin ends up destroying the monster, but he doesn't really destroy it. He kind of shuts it down in a way where it doesn't blow up. So when he does, he shuts down the monster. Ravi and Zoe end up taking care of the little Buzzsaw monster. He's destroyed, but the big one's not destroyed. He's just shut down, so he's not even moving. So now the Rangers can take that back to the grid, go to Battle Grid headquarters, and examine it and use the parts for the Rangers. So that make perfect sense. Then once that's done, it goes back to Devin, and he's in this juice bar, and he calls Dad and says, yeah, hey Dad, I heard you saw the Rangers, man. Hey, how were they? And he's like, Dad's like, bump that. What happened with you? Why did you leave? How did you get fired? Why did you do the opposite of what I told you to do? He said, Dad, like, I just couldn't do it. I had something else to do. So he's like, I'm very disappointed in you. So he's sad about that. But then later on in the episode, you see his dad on TV, and he's like, hey, the Power Rangers, I know you guys have secret identities, but I just want to say that I'm very proud of you. And then once he sees that, Zoe and Ravi tell him, like, look, your dad may say that he was disappointing you in person, but he doesn't know you're a Power Ranger. He just said right now to those who are Power Rangers, I'm very proud of you. So your dad is proud of you. So in an episode, it pretty much ends like that. And so the answer to the age-old question, can you be a superhero and have a regular life? The answer is no. You can't. Like, you can't have a normal regular life and have responsibilities outside of being a superhero, because you have to do so much. And you having a secret identity is not just protecting yourself and the Rangers, you're protecting your closest, your family, your friends, everybody. You're protecting them by doing that. So, I like this episode because it focuses on Devin and his dad's relationship. Devin's dad really loves his son. That's why he's always trying to do something for his son and telling the son, hey, you got to do this, you got to do this, because he's in a high position. He's the mayor. So he wants his son to be just as, I guess, maybe not the same thing as him, but I guess as responsible just as he is. But Devin is a Power Ranger. His dad doesn't know that. And not only he's a Power Ranger, he's the leader of the Power Rangers. So everything that his dad taught him, probably growing up, has leaked into him being a great Red Ranger and a great leader. So I think that's a good dynamic of this episode. I really like about this episode. Like, I know the title is Taking Care of Business, and in his civilian life, he's not taking care of business, but as a Power Ranger, Red Ranger, he's taking care of business as far as like the whole world. He's protecting the whole world. And also too, that that thing that Nate is doing, I feel like they're gonna create a ranger, a robot ranger to help the Rangers. I don't know yet, because I didn't see the Super Sentai one. I see commercials of it. Even they haven't showed the Megazord yet, but I see the Megazord in the commercials. So I don't know what they're gonna do, and I can't wait for them to join together because we always see Devin fighting the bigger monsters. Can we bring Ravi and Zoe up so they can use their Zords, bring them together and form the Beast X Megazord, whatever they call it. I don't know what they're gonna call it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to like, share, and that button right there, calling all Rangers, feel free to subscribe. And also, you see these videos right over here? Go ahead and click these videos for more Power Ranger content. I'm going to be putting it out every single week. And remember, greatness is within you. Let's bring it out together. I'm out. Peace.